Hello! In this video we are going to teach our turtle how to walk in a square. A pretty straightforward thing. The focus of this video is just to get a little more familiar with how to use the commands and how to kind of use the interface that is TurtleArt. Now, the link at the bottom will take you to a different way to have the turtle walk out a square. And this method uses some more advanced and efficient techniques. But for now, we're going to do this in the most straightforward way. And really, again, the focus here is to get comfortable with the functionality of this piece of software. I imagine most people can probably envision how to walk out a square. You know, if I hover my cursor over this turtle who's facing north, for this turtle to walk in a square, it's going to walk forward walk forward some distance, turn right 90 degrees, walk forward some distance, turn right 90 degrees, walk forward some distance, turn right 90 degrees, and walk forward some distance, ending up back in its original location. Now, one thing I encourage all students to do is to have a little notebook when they're programming. I have one, but you can't see that on my screen, so I've just used one note here. And this is kind of like the equivalent of a sketchbook in art. Really useful as you develop different programming projects to have some paper on the side. You can jot down ideas, jot down approaches, and I like to encourage students to do this early in the learning process, because developing good habits now means that you can tackle a lot more complicated problems later. So my turtle's going to walk in a square. Let's draw a square out. So I might approach this like this. So that's the square I want my turtle to walk out. This is the starting point. So here's the turtle, and the turtle's facing in this direction. So step one, the turtle's going to walk forward, ending up here. Step two, the turtle's going to turn right 90 degrees. Step three, the turtle's going to go forward. Step four, the turtle's going to turn right 90 degrees. Step five, the turtle's going to walk forward. Step six, the turtle's going to turn right 90 degrees. And then the turtle's going to walk forward. And the turtle will end up facing that way when it's done. So again, these are the steps that we need to give the turtle to walk out a square. So let's just drag this to the side here. And remember, to do this, what we do is we just drag the command from this column onto the screen. So I'm just going to drag this over so you can see it a little better. So I'm going to go forward 100. We'll leave it at the default 100. There's my forward. I'm going to turn right 90 degrees. There's my right 90 degrees. And go forward 100. I'm on step 3. I'm going to turn right. There's step 4. I'm going to go forward. There's step 5. I'm going to go right. There's step 6. I'm going to go forward. There's step 7. And to execute this, I'm going to double click on the very top of the chain. And there we go. My turtle has walked that square. Now here's the thing. The turtle's walking through these commands so quickly, it looks like the turtle just magically appears there. But what's happening is that turtle is running each of these commands. In our next video, we're going to look at how to add a little pause in the turtle's actions so we can see a little better what the turtle is doing. But we're not going to do that quite yet. It's an interesting thing to kind of take a look to see if you can figure it out on your own. What I want to do now is I want to introduce a practice which is really useful in TurtleArt. And that is grouping together sets of commands into what are called blocks. So if you see, look here on the left-hand side, the bottom tab, you have My Blocks. We're going to select that. And you have this blank diamond here. If we drag this onto the screen, this represents the start of a block. So I can name a set of commands whatever I want. So if I drag this down and connect this on top, this yellow diamond represents this set of commands. And if I clear my screen, you'll notice if I click on it, sure enough, the turtle walks in a square. What I want to do is I want to select it by clicking, And then let's type in a name for this block. So let's call it square. Watch what happens here when I unselect it. There it is. What's happened is I've made my own little kind of command that encompasses all of these. So if I drag this onto the screen now, I can double click two spots. I can click on square, there, or I can select this block, like so. This isn't necessary in this process. However, it's really useful when you have a set of commands to put them together in a block and name it. Because a little later, we're going to put a bunch of these blocks together, and it makes your code look a lot nicer, and it's a lot easier to read. Anyways, I hope this helped. Any questions, as always, please feel free to send me a message.